Hey, what is up, guys? Peace and light. It's me, Traveling Sista, and I am back after a long break. Okay, you guys, I just had to kind of get my life together. Being a mom, being a new wife, we actually moved into a new home as well. So yeah, we're just trying to get our lives together, and I'm just trying to take time out to recenter after all the wrapping up the things with the wedding. We had a lot of visitors come out even after the wedding, and but you guys, I haven't forgot about y'all. I'm back and I am here to share some useful information with y'all. Okay, so right now, as you guys can see right now, I'm not at home. I'm actually at this place called Lake Diluti, and it's one of my favorite chill spots here in Arusha. It's a beautiful lake. I'll probably give you guys like a little tour and the history of the lake a little later. All right. But yeah, I'm here. It's, let me see what time it is. It's pretty early. It's 11:50, right? But I'm here, y'all. I'm chilling with my glass of wine. Don't judge me. It's 5 o'clock somewhere. Okay. So yeah, I just came here today and I wanted to do this video. This topic has been on my mind for probably the past few weeks, and I feel like it's important. Okay. The do's and don'ts in moving to Tanzania, y'all. All right, because I get a lot of questions about just things that people should prepare for, things that, customs and just little things like that that people should have in mind in moving to Tanzania. And so I prepared like a little list. All right, so I'm just gonna jump right in it without further ado. Okay. So some of the do's, okay? This is number one because this is one thing that I regret not doing before I came here to Tanzania. Learning Kiswahili, y'all. Swahili is the national language of Tanzania. And when I was doing my research, the internet, y'all know, can be a little misleading, right? So they told me on the internet, a couple websites were like, oh, Tanzania, and they speak about 40% of Tanzania speaks English, right? Which, in my experience, nah. I would have to say that's a solid 20%. Yeah, it's a solid 20%. And I didn't even learn the basic greetings, Jambo, Mambo, Shikamo, like none of that. I didn't know anything, Asante. I knew nothing before I came out here. And that was the biggest mistake because I've been here collectively, I guess, about 2 years. I went back to the States to give birth to Zora. I was there for 9 months, but I should be way ahead of the curve, y'all. I should be so much more fluent. Now, I'm not going to sit up here and say I don't know anything. I know conversational Kiswahili, right? I've gotten better because I've kind of forced myself to learn, like, all right, you can't depend on Freddie and your friends all the time to communicate for you. So I had to I had to be proactive in learning Kiswahili because that's an important thing. All right. You have to be able to communicate with people. The main thing, okay? The main thing that's important about learning Kiswahili is like when you go to the market or when you go to a store or when you catch a taxi or a boda boda, which is a motorcycle, in transportation, from where you live to the main street could really be 1,000 T shilling, which is roughly about 50 cents. But the boda boda driver could tell you it's 5,000 T shilling, which is $2.50, right? Like, so you could get ripped off. And yeah, in the grand scheme of things, it's not that much money, but they getting over on you. And you don't want that. You don't want that. Okay. So that's number one. All right. Learn Kiswahili, even if it's conversational. What I would suggest if you learn your numbers, moja, mbili, tatu, nne, tano, like 1 through 10, okay? Learn the thousands, learn the basic greetings and stuff like that. Learn to ask where certain things are, okay? Number two, be adventurous and explore all of the regions before settling in a place to live. Now, that's one thing I feel like I did get right. So, as you guys may have seen in my other videos, I started off in Zanzibar, then I went to Dar es Salaam, then I came up here to Arusha. Now, obviously, those aren't all of the regions here in Tanzania. You have Mwanza, you have the whole Pwani region, you have Tanga, you have Mbeya, like you have all these regions here in Tanzania. But the main three that I had my sights set on was Dar es Salaam, which is in the Pwani region, in Zanzibar, I don't know if you would consider that the Pwani region or not. I think it's just its own like separate thing or whatever. But I had my sights set on Zanzibar, Dar es Salaam, and Arusha. Okay. And so I went and explored all those regions, and I landed in Arusha last, and I fell in love, y'all. So I encourage you to go explore all the regions. And I know traveling and relocating, it's just an exciting thing. It's a lot of energy. It's a lot of moving around, getting to know people, getting to know the area. But don't get caught up in, the hype of everything and just settle in a place like, bam, okay, this is it. Like, I mean, sometimes energetically a place could let you know, like, this is where you need to be. That's happened to me in my travels, but if you're going to be relocating and ultimately setting roots in a place, I highly suggest that, you travel a bit around Tanzania and figure out which region suits you best, because they are all different, vastly different. Okay. On to the next do. Okay, do. This is another big one, right? Pack the things that will make your transition a little bit more comfortable. Because yes, you are moving to a foreign country. You are moving to a place that maybe you've never been before. So I would suggest that you pack the things that make you a little more comfortable, because you might not be able to find them out here. Okay. And like, what do I mean by that? I mean, pack that favorite blanket. All right. It sounds childish, crazy, whatever, but pack your favorite house shoes. Pack even the snacks, y'all. Pack the snacks. Like, okay, say for instance, I love the wasabi soy sauce almonds by Diamond, right? And they don't have them out here. I did see some Diamond almonds like in the supermarket, the little ones, and they were like $10 for that little canister. Nah, okay? So if you can, load up on just like little different things that will make you comfortable. Let me think, what else? Like, okay, another thing, if you sew, and this is a random example, but I know someone who's relocating out here who she's a seamstress, and she has her machine that she's had forever, and it's, a great machine and she loves it. If you sew, it's just something like an example like that. Pack that, you know what I'm saying? Or ship it, like, just to make yourself feel more comfortable, because if this is a move for you, not a visit, then you're going to wish you had certain things here to make you more comfortable. What else? Like, if you're a gamer, pack your video games. You know what I'm saying? They do have TVs out here. People have asked me, do they have TVs? Yes, they have TVs. Plenty of TVs. They have projectors too, which, to me, I'm a projector person. I like the projectors. Okay. But, anyways, pack your PSP, pack your PlayStation, whatever the latest 2, 3, 4, whatever. I don't know. Pack the things, pack the things that are going to make you comfortable. Like, you see my crystal, right? I bought like all of my crystals out here. It's kind of crazy, but I love my crystals. I bought a few of my little, just little trinkets and stuff from home, like to make me feel more comfortable. Okay. I think you guys get the point. I don't need to go on and on about that. Okay. Another thing, be open-minded and make a real effort to learn the culture. All right. Because yeah, we all Black, right? But it's a different culture. It's a completely different culture. And not only is Tanzania itself a different culture than what we may be used to, each region has its own culture. Each region has its own vibe. Okay. When I go to some other regions and, some other cities, a lot of people are like, whoa, hey. And I know I got 2 sleeves, chest tattoo, no, you know what I'm saying? I stand out. And yes, Africa, the continent of Africa, we basically invented tattoos. They invented tattoos here, right? But it's not in the same way as Western culture. People don't have like the planets and spaceships and rockets and robots and all that stuff on their arms. They have tribal markings usually, right? But there are a few people with tattoos. Anyways, I say all that to say that people in Dar es Salaam are usually unresponsive to, my tattoos and, stuff like that. They're just like, oh, Okay, whatever. But the people here that I see in Arusha, when they see my tattoos, they're like, "Whoa, oh my God, you got so many tattoos!" Like they're very reactive towards my tattoos. And at first, I was taken aback by it. I was like, "Oh shoot, like okay." They were just mad hype over these tattoos and my nose ring and stuff like that. People do have like nose rings like that out here, but I've never seen anyone with a septum except expats and tourists and stuff. But yeah, people are pretty chill and laid back and very open minded in Dar because they're used to seeing a lot of different cultures. Dar es Salaam is a big business city. Okay, so you have people from everywhere. You obviously you have Africans, you have Indian people, you have Chinese people, you got white people. You got everyone in Dar es Salaam doing business, doing tourism, doing, whatever they do. Up here in Arusha, it's more okay. So they call this the tourist region just because up this way you have all of the national parks. You have Serengeti, you have Ngorongoro Crater, you have Mount Kilimanjaro, you have Arusha National Park, you have just all these things, right? You have all these attractions up here. So you will see more Mzungus, aka white people, up here in Arusha, doing tourism and stuff like that. You'll see some Chinese people, but I feel like it's not as much as it is in Dar es Salaam. But the people up here, so it's funny because when last time I was in Dar es Salaam, last time we were in Dar es Salaam, we went on like a little tour through Bagamoyo or whatever. Uh, that's another city that's about an hour and a half from Dar es Salaam. Anyways, we went on a tour, and the tour guide asked us where we were from, and my husband said, "Oh, I grew up in Arusha, right?" And so he was like, "Oh, Arusha, people are violent up there. Oh, this, that, and the other." And like me and him just laughed because I mean, I guess that's the consensus, what people say about Arusha people all over Tanzania, which they are not. They're really not. Now, I will say that Arusha people, in my perspective, have a shorter temper than the rest of the people here that I've encountered in Tanzania. Like they don't be playing. You know what I'm saying? They don't be messing around and BSing around. Like, they don't take no BS, basically. All right. So they'll pop off on you. Simple as that. Like if they see something that they don't like that you tried them, no, they're not going to take it and they'll let you know within a split second. Okay. And that's really it. I haven't seen any violence up here. People in Arusha they talk with their hands. They're a lot more lively. They like loud people, very expressive people. But they're all cool. They're all cool though. Like, it's a different vibe. So yes, explore those regions. All right. That was a long explanation. So another do, okay? Befriend the locals. I think that kind of goes without saying, but you're in a different country and you can't do everything on your own. So it would help if you befriend local people, okay? And that would be easier if you knew Kiswahili, right? Um, I feel like I've had an advantage of getting to know local people better because my husband is Tanzanian, so naturally I'm going to be around local people. But it's like, how do you do that if you don't know Kiswahili and you don't really know too many people out here? They have things like, couch surfing, and they do have places out here where like a lot of expats meet and stuff like that. Like up here in Arusha is a place called Via Via, right? Where a lot of expats go or tourists go and they just meet local people, and it's a cool place, They got a little fire pit outside, they do karaoke, it's a little bar and stuff out there. But I mean, do things to help yourself get in contact with the locals. Before I moved out here, actually, I joined this website called Inner Nations. I'm going to put the link in the description section below, right? But I think that's helpful because they do like meetups and stuff. And I'm not sure if they have any up here in Arusha, but they definitely have meetups in Dar es Salaam, like just events, you know what I'm saying, for expats, just to form a community, which is important, very important. Okay. So another do is get used to a slower paced lifestyle. All right. Do that. Do that. Okay. Because it's very slow out here compared to where you may have grown up if you grew up in America. I grew up in Virginia, born in San Diego, grew up in Newport News, but like, you know, relatively, like, Newport News is slower than San Diego, but I'm pretty sure, Bristol, Tennessee is slower than Newport News, but compared to all of these places, just Arusha itself is very, very slow. Even Dar es Salaam, even though it's a big city, it's still slow compared to a lot of places in the States, period, and you're going to have to exercise your patience because not only are the people just not in a rush to do a lot of things, the restaurants slow. And I know I've talked about this. I know I've talked about this before in some of my videos. The restaurants are slow when you're processing paperwork at a government office or, official type of business. That's going to be slow. At first, it was extremely irritating to me, you guys. It was just, oh God, it just worked my nerves. But I had to step back and be like, yo, these people are actually being, though. Like, if you go outside, right, 9 times out of 10, like, people have, okay, local businesses, people are outside, you know what I'm saying? Soaking up the sun, conversing with each other, like, how your neighbor's kids are doing. What's going on in their lives because you sit and you see them every day, but you actually sit and have conversation. Y'all share a plate of ugali in Morage. You know what I'm saying? Y'all share stories. Y'all share food. Y'all, have a drink together. Y'all are in the moment together. And I've noticed that a lot of people out here, they're not always worried about, oh, the next move we got to do da 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 da. Some people are, but most people out here, I feel like they operate like in a state of being, like the moment. They really understand what it is out here to soak up the present moment. And to me, that's important. So, yes, it's a slower paced lifestyle, but when it comes to a deeper level of understanding and a deeper level of just like centering yourself, you know, it's so I guess the word I'm looking for is instrumental, I guess. I don't know. It's an important part of centering yourself, for real. That's in my opinion. Okay. Peace, guys. Thank you for watching the Do's and Don'ts of Tanzania Part 1. I hope this information was really useful to you guys, and stay tuned for Part 2.